Buddha explains something. The Buddha explains something very important. The Buddha explains, if you want to be a good person, do you want to be a good person? So I always ask children, are you a good person? And they all say, yes. I say, I am a good person, of course. Why wouldn't I be? That's what everyone says, right? But the Buddha explains, to be a good person, you need this one special quality. It's called gratitude. What's that word called? Gratitude. What does that funny word mean? It means when someone helps you, you remember their help. Normally when someone helps you, what do? We say, thank you. Thank you so much. And that's it. We're finished after that. But what we're supposed to do is when someone helps us, we remember the things they did for us. Okay? So who helps us? Our parents, our teachers, right? But what about the people in the past? Right? So maybe a lot of you, so all of you maybe, almost all of you are either Sri Lankan or are born in Sri Lanka. So everyone is watching us, so we're in Sri Lanka. So if Arahant Mahinda never came to Sri Lanka, would we ever see a Buddha statue? No. Would we ever get to know about the Buddha? No. Would we ever get to know about a monk? No. Would you ever see robes before? A robe? No. Would you ever be able to give a dana? No. Would you be able to take precepts, observe 5 precepts? Be virtuous? No. Would you be able to take 8 precepts on the party? No. Would you be able to worship the stupa, the sai? No. Would you be able to worship Bodhi tree? No. So look at that. Look at all those things happen because of Arahant Mahinda. And because he came to the island and he taught the Dhamma, look, now people in Sri Lanka are free to practice Dhamma, right? People who aren't Buddhist are free to live in the island. So not every teaching is like that, but the Buddhist teaching accepts everybody. And not just that, the Buddha teaches a beautiful teaching on how to develop your minds. So maybe you all have small minds, you have small little brains right now. But maybe when you get older, it gets bigger and bigger, right? And then you put in more stuff into that brain. You put in all these problems, right? Don't you see your parents sometimes they're troubled, right? They're upset sometimes, they're tired sometimes. They have lots of things on their mind. But because of Arahant Mahinda, we have a chance to learn how to control our mind, how to be happy. Don't you like practicing loving kindness meditation? Isn't it amazing? Without Arahant Mahinda, we'll be able to practice that. No. Would we be able to know how to respect others? No, we wouldn't know. So see, who should we have gratitude for? Arahant Mahinda. He came here to Sri Lanka 2,300 years ago. Okay, 300 years after the Buddha's passing. So I'll give you a brief story. Okay, do you like stories? Okay. So it all started 218 years after the Buddha's passing. Okay. So 218 years after the Buddha's passing. Okay. That's when Arahant Mahinda's teacher was born in India. What was his name? Arahant Moggaliputta Tissa. So he came from the Brahma world. And so he came, and along with Arahant Mahinda, he made the 3rd Dhamma Council. Do you know the 3rd Dhamma Council? What is that? 3rd Dhamma Council. So what happened was, they chanted all the sermons. You might wonder, how do we have all the Buddhist teachings to this day? It's been 2,500 years. How did that happen? They didn't write it in books. How do we have it right now? So what they did was, they chanted it again and again and again. And so then what happened was, they wanted to check if it was right or not. So what they did was, they all came together and chanted it again. Okay, and they made sure other problems that happened. So those days, the Buddhist teachings were so famous all throughout India that all the other people, all the other religious leaders, no one was offering them gifts, no one was offering them food, no one was offering them anything. So what did they do? They started to ordain as fake monks. So Arahant Moggalliputta removed those monks. Okay, and not just that, he did something even more special. He became the teacher of King Asoka. Okay, so King Asoka had how many brothers? He had 99 older brothers. How many brothers do you have? 1, 2. Are they maybe still in your mother's tummy? Then half? Is that what? So King Asoka, he had 99 older brothers and he murdered all of them. He killed all of them. Why? Because he wanted to become the king. So he killed all of them and became the king because he was so harsh. His name was what? He had a nickname. Chandashoka. He was so harsh. And then what happened was he got to know about the Buddhist teachings, and he learned about Arahant Moggalliputta, and he learned all the teachings. How many teachings are there in the Buddhist teachings? 84,000. 84,000 teachings. And because he heard those 84,000, he made 84,000 stupas, viharas, temples. Okay, 84,000. So then what happened was, over some time, he made all those viharas. So now he's saying to himself, now he got a new nickname. His old nickname was what? Chandashoka. But now he got a good name. His name is now Dharmashoka. Everyone likes him because he made 84,000 viharas all across India. And now everyone is practicing the Buddhist teachings even more. So India is a big country those days. Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, all was included in India. Huge country. So then everyone was practicing. So now he's saying, aren't I a relative of the Buddhist teachings, dispensation? Am I a relative of the Buddhist dispensation? He asked. And so then Arahant Moggalliputta, he said, nope, not yet. You are not a relative. So even though you made 84,000 viharas, temples, stupas, you're still not a relative of the Buddha's dispensation. He wants to be included in the Buddha's dispensation. Why? He gave so much. He was the most generous out of all the Buddha's disciples, even when the Buddha was alive. He wanted to be a relative really bad. So what did Arahant Moggalliputta say? He said, if you want to become a relative of the dispensation, you have to offer your son or daughter into the Buddha's dispensation. What does that mean? Their son or daughter has to become a monk or a nun. So then at that point, he went to his kids. And who was his kids? Prince Mahinda and Princess Sanghamitra. Okay? So at that point, he asked them, hey, do you want to become a monk or nun? And then they said, Father, O king, if you told us to pack our bags right now and told us to leave right now, we're ready. That's how ready we are to become a monk and nun. Why? Princess Sanghamitra's husband became a monk. After that, she was waiting to become a nun. She wanted to become a nun. Prince Mahinda, his uncle, so King Ashoka's brother, one of his younger brothers, became a monk. Or it might have been his mother's brother, became a monk. So after that happened, he thought, I want to become a monk one day. So they both were ready to become a monk. At that point, they ordained Prince Mahinda. And at that point, while they were shaving his head and giving him the robes, something miraculous happened. On that night, on that day, he became an Arahant. And Princess Sanghamitra became an Arahant a couple days later. So now Arahant Mahinda, Arahant Sanghamitra are now in India. Okay? And then what happened was, over 3 years, So Prince Mahinda was 20 years old when he ordained. Now when he's 23, he memorized, by 3 years, he memorized 84,000 teachings. Okay? So you're probably not even going to memorize what I taught you today. So can you imagine? In 3 years, he memorized 84,000 teachings. So those days, people had much merit. They had lots of merit. They were very talented. And they were good at memorizing. Not like today. Everything is all in a USB. So now we don't memorize. We just put it into a computer. 3 years, he memorized all of the Buddha's teachings. And so then Arahant Mahinda and Arahant Sanghamitta went all over India and taught the Dhamma. Then what happened was, now Arahant Mahinda is now 32 years. When did he ordain? When he was 20. And when did he memorize all the teachings? When he was? What's 20 plus 3? Pop quiz. 20 plus 3? 23. And when he was 32, 9 years later, he went to Sri Lanka. So that was when the third Dhamma Council took place. And after that was finished, they started to send people all over to spread the Dhamma. So then they sent Arahant Mahinda to Sri Lanka, to Thambapani, which was the old name of Sri Lanka, Thambapani. So then he didn't go alone. Haven't you seen those pictures of Arahant Mahinda coming in the air on a rock? So behind him was 𝐼𝐞𝐤, 𝐼𝐞𝐤, Sambala, right? Sambala, right? Sambala, Bhaddasala, and Arahant Sumana. So these were all Arahants. And there was another person, right, who came behind him with white clothes. Who is that? It was Bandhuka. So Bandhuka was his cousin. So he taught him the Dhamma, and he was an Anagami, a non-returner. Okay? So they all came through the air to Sri Lanka. And they went onto a rock. Okay? On a mountain. What is that mountain? What do we call that mountain today? Mihintali. So have you been to Mihintali before? Maybe you want to book your travel plans right now and go to Mihintali, because now the Sai is almost complete, right? I think it's complete, right? Mihinda Sai. So if you got a chance, I had a chance to offer some bricks. So maybe some of you offered some bricks to the stupa. So now they're almost done making Mihinda Sai. So that was where Arahant Mahinda came. And then from the bottom came King Devanamputi. So who is that? Your great grandpa, your ancestors. He came with 40,000 other people, and he was hunting an animal. Who was he hunting? He was hunting a dog. Was he hunting a dog? Was he hunting a cow? Was he hunting a cow? Was he hunting a horse? He was hunting a deer. Okay, was it Bambi? You know Bambi? Famous deer. Maybe in our childhood, maybe not in your childhood. They didn't do a remake of that yet in Disney. So, a deer. So while he was chasing the deer disappeared. And when the deer disappeared, he looked up, and who did he see? Arahant Mahinda. At that point, he made sure with the psychic powers that the other monks weren't seen. And all he could see when he looked up was Arahant Mahinda. And then what did Arahant Mahinda say to King Devanamputi? Come, Tissa, come. So did he even say his name to him? No. He was so shocked. He'd never seen a monk before in his life. So how many times have you seen monks? Too many to count, right? Do you still care when you see monks? Oh, it's just another monk. Is that what you think? I hope not. So That was the first time in his whole life he saw a monk. He was so shocked. He saw his robes. He has no hair. He's very calm. He's looking down. He has his robes in his hand. It's amazing, amazing thing to see. At that time, he was so shocked. And Arahant Mahinda said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. They said, I came here. We all came here. We're monks. And so eventually he started to teach the Dhamma. And he taught the Dhamma, and he taught them what the precepts are. And eventually, they started to make stupas and sayas everywhere, and Bodhi trees everywhere. He taught them about the Buddha's virtue, Buddha's qualities, the Dhamma qualities, the qualities of the Sangha. So you know these things, right? Did you learn these things? So the things we teach you today is what they also taught in the past. It's no different. Okay? He taught them about the heavenly world, the ghost world. So you learn these things, right? And then he taught about the Four Noble Truths. So you learn about that too. So just like 2,300 years ago, you all still learn the same thing today. Isn't it amazing that over 2,300 years, the teachings haven't changed? Have you heard about anything else, any other teaching that hasn't changed over 2,300 years? No, right? So see how special the Buddhist teachings are. So it's amazing. Arahant Mahinda, how much did he help us? So eventually, he called his sister, Arahant Sanghamitta, and she brought the Bodhi tree. So how did the Bodhi tree come to Sri Lanka? Arahant Sanghamitta, the nun. She was a nun. She came and she brought which branch? The branch facing the east side, the right side branch, okay, in India. And they brought that to Sri Lanka. So you can still see that today in Anuradhapura, okay? So there's a branch, there's the Bodhi tree, and there's like a stand there, the golden stand. So you can see the right branch even today. That is the oldest tree in the whole world. The Bodhi tree in Sri Lanka is the oldest tree in the world. It's the most sacred tree in the world. So with that also, Arahant Sanghamitta came, and she also ordained many nuns. Okay? So that's how nuns came to Sri Lanka. And so that's the story. After some time, the Arahant Mahinda passed away, and then now we came to this point. Fast forward 2,300 years, and now we're all online learning Dhamma. See how things change so much, 2,300 years. So now we're seeing a monk in a screen, and this is how we learn Dhamma now. Okay? So, okay, very good. So now you know who Arahant Mahinda is, right? Okay. Might be boring to you, but you know what? It's very important. Because these are the type of people we need to know. On Poson Poya Day, did you see banners? Did people say, hey, it's Poson Poya. Remember to think about Arahant Mahinda. Did people say that? There were no big boards, banners. People have forgotten. But like I said from the very start, to be a good person, if you want to be a good kid, what do you need to do? You need to have gratitude. What's that word called? Gratitude. You need to remember. You need to be talented, special, capable of thinking about the things that people did for you. Okay? Do you remember who helped you come here? So your parents helped you. Your relatives helped you. Maybe Swaminwansis in your area helped you. Right? So you have to remember who helped you. Or else you'll get older and you'll get a nice new job and you make lots of money and you say, yep, I did it all by myself. Is that what you're going to think when you get older? What are you supposed to think? I came here, I got here because people helped me. That is how a true disciple of the Buddha thinks. Okay, very good. So I just wanted to share one thing with you. So when you go to a Bodhi tree or to a saya, what do you do normally? Oh, okay, very good. So that's what you do, right? You worship, you keep your hands together, and you worship, that's it. Right? Maybe you offer some flowers, and then you go. That's all you do. Is that enough? What are you supposed to do, really? When you see a Bodhi tree, a saya, you see the Bodhi tree and you see the saya, and you are supposed to think about who? You're supposed to think about the Supreme Buddha. So when we were your age, we memorized the qualities of the Buddha. Did you memorize? Do you remember? So let's see. So here's a good way. So today I'll share with you how to remember, okay? So do you see this? Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant, worthy one. So can you memorize this? Let's see if we can, okay? So everyone keep your hands together and chant with me, okay? Okay, nice and loudly, okay? Make your house rumble, okay? Nice and loudly. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant, worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One. So what did we say there? We said the Itipusogata in English, okay? So you should, when you go to Bodhi tree, so now do you know Sinhala? No, half of you or 3/4 of you don't know Sinhala, right? So you don't know the meaning. So if you keep saying this is good, but you don't know the meaning. So when you go to Bodhi tree, you go to the saya, even if you're in Sri Lanka, you don't have to be embarrassed. You can say these words in English. When you go around the stupa, around the Bodhi tree, say it yourself. So you go to the saya, and then you walk around, and then you say nice and loudly, such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant, worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One. Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant, worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, can you all chant like that? Nice and beautifully? Okay. Let's see who can chant for us like that. Okay, can you chant for us? Ranaki Rana Tunga. Just these 9, okay? Wow, fantastic. Very good. Tinai and Ranaki, can you try that?
Such indeed is the blessed one, Arahant, worthy one, supreme enlightened one, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of the world, the fearless trainer of presence, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the divine.
Okay. Very good. So everyone needs to read this, but I'm going to take this down and you have to do it by memory. Can you memorize this? I'm going to take this down and then you have to do it by memory. Yes, it's an exam, pop test, pop quiz. Okay? So let's see if Chanud can say this for us. Nice and loudly.
Such indeed is the blessed one, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of the worlds, the peerless chain of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
Very good. Okay. Tanusha, can you try this? Yeah, we can't hear you. I trust that you are saying it nicely. Okay. Okay, let's move on to that. So we'll give 3 more tries and then we're going to take this down and you have to do it by memory. Sounds good? And then you can't make mistakes. Okay. Yashod, can you try this?
Such indeed is the blessed one, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless train of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
Okay, who's ready to do this by memory? You ready to do this by memory? You memorized it?
Yes, Swami Nansi.
Let's see. Mahidi, can you try this? Can you do by memory? Okay.
Such indeed the Blessed One, Arahant Worthy One, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of the world, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
All right, very good. What about Hisar? Can you try this for us?
Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant Worthy One, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
Okay, can Banu try this?
Such indeed is the blessed one, on Arahant Worthy One, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and with to follow the noble path, knower of the worlds, the fearless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
Okay, very good. Dianka, can you try this?
Such indeed is the blessed one, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knowers of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teachers of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
Okay, very good. Samalia, can you try this?
Such indeed the Blessed One, Arahant Worthy One, supremely enlightened one, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of the worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One.
Okay, very good. How about Zoom user? Could you chant nice and loudly for us to hear?
Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant Worthy One, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One.
Okay, how about Ranumi? Can you try this? Can you? Too hard? It's too hard. Try your best. Can you say it? Say it with me, okay? I'll say first and you say after me. Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant Worthy One. Now you say. So I'll say the first few words, you say after me, okay? Such indeed is the Blessed One.
Such indeed is the blessed one,
Arahant Worthy One,
Arahant worthy one,
supremely enlightened,
supremely supremely enlightened,
endowed with knowledge
endowed with knowledge
and virtue,
and virtue,
follower of the noble path,
follower of the noble path,
knower of worlds,
noble
the
path,
peerless trainer of persons,
the fear of persons,
the peerless trainer
the fearless trainer
of persons,
of persons,
teacher of gods and humans,
teacher of God and humans,
the enlightened teacher,
the enlightened teacher,
the blessed one.
the blessed one.
Okay, very good. See, you can do it. Next time, nice and loudly, okay? Love you, Ru. Can you try that for us?
Such indeed the Blessed One, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, the teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
Okay, very good. So you all have to memorize this, okay? You have to memorize it. So I put it in the chat so you can. So next week I'm gonna ask if you memorized or not, okay? Rayuni, can you try this for us? Nice and loudly, okay?
Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of the worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
All right, very good. What about Onal Yuni? Can you try this for us?
Yes.
Nice and loudly, okay? Keep your hands together.
Such indeed is the blessed one, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of the worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
Okay, very good, very good. Prabhashra, can you say this by memory? Can you say without watching? Can you do this by memory?
Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue,
Follow.
follower of the noble path, knower of all worlds, the
Fearless.
peerless trainer of persons, the enlightened teacher, the blessed one.
Okay, very good. What about you, Short? Can you try this without seeing?
Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless train of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One.
Okay, very good. Can you try this, Pasidi? Can you do it by memory? Okay. Everyone else, start sweating. We're going to ask you to do it by memory.
Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One.
Alright, very good. Can we get Ovani Numaya to try this? Okay, very good. Maybe Tinai and Ranuki can do this by heart, maybe. Can you? Yes, let's see if you can do this without looking. Nice and loudly, okay? You know, if you make a mistake, I'll help you, right? So quickly, there's no time. You're stuck. Or maybe just the audio. Okay. Alright, it's okay. How about we ask Chanud? Can you do this by memory?
Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of the worlds, the peerless train of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One.
Okay, very good. How about Sanaya? Can you try this? You can't? It's too hard? Okay. Okay, sounds good. So everyone put in a good effort. So it's easy to read, but it's hard to do by memory. So the whole point is that you're supposed to do this when you go to a Sai or Bodhi tree. Okay? You know how amazing if all these dear children were able to say this by memory? It'd be amazing, right? Okay, so let's see. Next week, I'll ask again if you memorized it, okay? So now it's time to take a break. So we'll take a few minutes, 5 minutes, and then we'll come back, okay? Don't go anywhere. In 5 minutes, we'll take a 5-minute break and we'll come back, okay? Namo Buddhaya. So everyone say Namo Buddhaya. Okay, Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Namo Buddhaya. 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 Namo Buddhaya.
Have you ever heard of a person who has been a teacher for gods and humans? That was our Buddha. My homage to our great Buddha. Namo Buddhaya. Dear Dhamma friends, the Blessed One became a Satta Deva Manussana, became a teacher for gods and humans. That's why we call the Buddha Satta Deva Manussana. And then the Blessed One taught what he realized to others. That's why we call him Buddha. And then the Buddha had all these qualities. Buddha was fortunate to become an Arahant. Buddha was fortunate to realize the truth of this world without a guidance of a teacher. Then Buddha was able to have a clear understanding about life and abandon bad thoughts. Then Buddha was able to follow a beautiful path. And then Buddha was able to understand about the whole world, about all the worlds. Buddha escaped from all the worlds, that a person should be born again and again. And Buddha lived happily. And then Buddha tamed others. Buddha became a teacher for gods and humans. Buddha taught this Dhamma. And by having all these qualities, Buddha became a Bhagava. So today we learn 3 qualities: Sattadeva Manussana, Buddha, Bhagava. So let's recall all the qualities of the Buddha today and live happily and live a meaningful life with no fear and regret, and by knowing that we are among the great people who think of the Supreme Buddha. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. May you have a happy day.
Buddhaya. Namo 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 Buddhaya.
මේ ගාථාව දාලේ මෝඝරාජ රහතන් වහන්සේ. හමේ පාට නම් ලස්සන නෑ තමයි. ඒ වුණාට මේ භික්ෂුවට තියෙනවා ලස්සන හිතක්. පින්වත් මෝඝරාජ, ඔබ තුල තියෙනවා හොඳින් සමාධිමත් වෙච්ච හිතක්. භික්ෂුවක් වන ඔබ මේ හිම වැටෙන සීතල රාත්‍රියේ කොහොමද ගත කරන්නේ? ඔව්, මං අහලා තියෙනවා මුළු මගධ ජනපදයේම ගොවිතැනින් සරුසාරයි කියලා. ඉතින් සූසි ජීවත් වෙන අනිත් අය වගේ තමයි. මාත් පිදුරු කුටියක සුවසේ ගත කළා.
Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Namo Buddhaya. 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 Namo Buddhaya.
All right. Let's see everyone's beautiful faces again so we can start. Wow, we're so excited. Okay. So now it's time for meditation. Okay. So it's time to think about the Buddha's great qualities. Okay. So sit up straight. Close your eyes and think about the Supreme Buddha's infinite qualities. Okay? So don't say anything. Listen carefully to what I say. So I will chant. So now everyone listen carefully, okay? Now sit up straight. Okay. Now close your eyes. Okay, very good. So now we can start the meditation. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, had no passion, hatred, and delusion. Supreme Buddha had no desire to see forms, had no desire to hear sounds, to smell odors, to taste flavors, to touch things or to think things. Supreme Buddha controlled his eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. In this way, Supreme Buddha is an Arahant. Arahant. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, understood the Four Noble Truths without anyone's help, escaped from suffering, achieved true happiness. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Samma Sambuddho. Samma Sambuddho. Samma Sambuddho. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, had the knowledge to read others' minds. Supreme Buddha had the knowledge to see his past lives, to see the passing away and arising of beings. Supreme Buddha had the knowledge to see through himself all evil things within him fade away. Supreme Buddha had psychic powers to walk over water, to dive into the earth, to touch the sun and moon, to walk in the sky, and had various psychic powers. Supreme Buddha had virtue, concentration, and wisdom. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Vidyacharana Sampanno. Vidyacharana Sampanno. Vidyacharana Sampanno. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, discovered a very beautiful path. The Buddha discovered the Noble Eightfold Path. Supreme Buddha followed the path to end suffering, to realize true happiness, which led him to Nibbana In this way, Supreme Buddha is Sugato, Sugato, Sugato. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, realized all worlds and escaped from all worlds. The heavenly world, the human world, the animal world, the ghost world, and the hell world. Supreme Buddha escaped from all worlds. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Lokavidu, Lokavidu, Lokavidu. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, is the teacher of gods and humans. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Satta Deva Manusanang, Satta Deva Manusanang, Satta Deva Manusanang. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, taught the Dhamma to others without holding anything back. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, is the one and only person with all these great qualities. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Bhagava, Bhagava, Bhagava. Supreme Buddha is the most compassionate one, is the helper of the helpless, is the Lord of the Dhamma, is the dispeller of darkness, is the light of wisdom for the whole world. Supreme Buddha is the light of my life. Iti piso bhagava arahant samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati satta deva manusanang buddho bhagavati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so now everyone can open your two big eyes. Okay. Very good. So I wanted to share with you what we did yesterday. Okay? Let's see if we can share with you. Share with you. So we did a lot of good stuff yesterday. So we went to Apigam. Do you know where that is? That is our village. It's a nice place, I guess, in Kote. It's really big. Okay, so you see, children, can you see? So it was a nice big hall, and everyone. This is an AC hall, so everyone got to observe 8 precepts in a big hall with AC. And you see on this side, on the top left, there was pictures of the Buddha's life. And so Swaminathan came and gave a beautiful sermon, and you see a beautiful statue. See, people, look at the smiles on their face. You see? And see how many people there were?
Oh, sorry, Sanas.
It was jam-packed.
Oh, sorry, Sanas. I think, Sanas, we can't see the picture. It's just the Explorer window, Sanas.
You can't see?
No, Sanas.
What about now?
Still no, Sanas.
You don't see? Okay, give me 1 second, okay? I'm still new to computers as well. Let's see if we do this. Oh no, maybe that still won't help. Okay, we are dealing with technical difficulties here. Let's see. Do you see now? Yes?
Here, Sanas.
Really? No way. You see? Oh, wow. I didn't think that'd work. Okay, see? So as I was saying, so now you see this is a full AC hall. Yesterday everyone came and observed 8 precepts. So as you see on the top left, there's beautiful pictures of the life of the Buddha. And so it was nicely decorated. People were happy. Look at the smiles on the people's faces. Do you still see? I don't know now. I'm doubtful if you see. Do you still see? Okay. And so Swaminathan gave sermons. Look, it's all jam-packed. Everyone was watching. And oops, that's me. So there we had the English program. Okay, outside, you see how nice this place is? It's like a village, right? So it was just outside. There's just 2 fans, but it wasn't that hot. There was a nice breeze, and everyone was, see, look at the smiles on people's faces. And so everyone was listening. So the children's program was outside. Okay, and there was nice flowers. Look how beautifully it was decorated. So everyone put in lots of hard work. And it was live streamed. Maybe you watched it at home. You watched at home? Okay, very good. And this was the adult English program. So there was 3 halls, 3 sermons going at one time, okay? See? It's a nice place. This is the offering of the Buddha Puja. Wow. And we learned some things from Dhammapada. Do you have a Dhammapada book at home? You should get one soon. And then they played Life of the Buddha for the kids. So last month, did you see Life of the Buddha? The cartoon? Okay, maybe we'll post it one day. It's already complete. So stay tuned for the grand release of the Life of the Buddha with full subtitles. Okay? It has the full, complete life of the Buddha. The story of the life of the Buddha. Okay? All right. So, yesterday we gave, and for 4 days straight, we gave dansa. Okay? So I also got to make some yummy sandwiches. I didn't know if it tasted delicious or not because I didn't get a chance to eat one. But we made dansa. We gave ice cream one day. We gave buns filled with potato paste. Everyone was enjoying food. So we gave out so much food, okay, for this week. So that was the good deed I did, okay? So you can all rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's hear from you the good deeds you did. Starting from, who do we start from? Yashod, maybe.
I do Buddha Nava every night with my brother before we go to bed.
Say it one more time. I didn't hear properly.
I offer light to the Buddha and I did a Buddha Vandana with my brother every day before I go to bed.
Very good, very good. So you can all do that, okay? At home, but don't burn down your house, okay? Yeah, if you're gonna offer light, you have to make sure that you put the wick has to be, so the you know the wick, you know what the wick is? The white part of the candle, if it's too much out, like if it's hanging out too much, it'll burn up a lot. The fire will be a lot. If you pull it in a bit, the fire will lessen. It'll become smaller, okay? So you should have it not too big, not too little, just enough, or else your house might burn down. Okay, very good. So let's hear from Chanud. What's a good deed you did?
Yesterday, me and my family observed seal for Pasan Poya.
Wow, very good. How amazing of a merit is that? Even if you were the king of the whole world, the amount of merit you collected by observing 8 precepts is not even worth 1/16 of the amount of merit of observing 8 precepts. Can you imagine? So after taking 8 precepts, you could be, if you became the king of the whole world, so there'll be lots of happiness, right? Even then, it wouldn't be 1/16 of the amount of happiness there is in the heavenly world. So with the merit of taking 8 precepts, you can go to the heavenly world. Okay, Prabhashra, let's see what you got to say.
Swami Wahansa, I was there for the yesterday Abhegama program and we also observed 8 precepts. We watched the movie for the 15. We watched that movie about what will happen if you go to hell. Watch the movie with Wahansa and we
You froze for a few seconds. Okay, can you say that last part again?
we observed a precepts. We stay yesterday at Apegama with Swami Wahansa and also
Watch the film. Watch the film.
Yeah, we watched the film for the 10-year-old plus film.
Okay.
And we watched that and we did a lot of things and I made a lot of new friends and I had a good time.
Okay. Very good, very good. So rejoice in your merit. Okay, let's hear from Dianka. What do you have to say?
Yesterday, my mom went to the temple and I stayed home. And when my brother was eating his lunch, he spilled all his food, so I cleaned it up for him.
Okay, very good. So we should always help. You said your brother, right? Okay, so you should always look after brother, okay? So we have, so do you have older, so who here has older brothers and sisters? So older brothers and sisters are very nice, okay? They look after you. Normally the young ones are always spoiled, okay? So I was also like the younger one. So don't get spoiled, however. You have to have gratitude to your older siblings, okay? Okay, very good. So very good. The older sibling has to help out the younger one. Very good. So rejoice in your marriage. Who else did good deeds? Kitana and Manuki.
Sir, my sister have some good deeds to share.
Okay, yes. Let's hear.
I did loving kindness meditation half an hour, and I observed Sri Lanka yesterday, and
Yes.
I helped to clean the Dhamma hall.
Wow. Sad. See, you did so much. You're hiding so much from us. So many things. So who here practiced loving kindness? Was that the good deed last week? I can't remember. What was the goal last week? What did I tell you to do? Practice loving kindness before you go to sleep? Okay. Did you do it? Are you too busy? You're busy? I know you have to do your bills and do your taxes, right? And then you have to cut the grass, mow the lawn, right? I know you're so busy, and then you have to clean the house and cook. I know you cook as well, right? And then what do you do after that? You wash everyone's laundry, right? Wash the clothes, and then you lock the doors. And I know you're so busy by that time you can't practice loving kindness, right? So before that happens, before you become an old person, practice loving kindness. Okay? All right, very good. Hmm?
I also need some help.
Yes, let us know.
Me and my sister offered light to the Buddha every day, and we did the Vandana and we chant Sutta and Kanda Pirita, Ambudimala Sutta and Kaniyamata Kusarena, Sutta and Adava Sutta.
Wow, that's a lot of suttas.
And we offer flowers, blue water lily flowers to the Buddha on the Seal program, and we did a lot of meditation yesterday.
Very good, Sad. So rejoice in your merit. Fantastic, very good. Let's hear from Nolara. Nolara, can you explain to us?
At home, my mom was working hard, and I helped my mom wash the clothes in the washing machine, and also I helped her wash the dishes.
Very good, Sad. Are you tall enough to wash dishes?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Fantastic. So that's what so you all, if you can, help your parents with the laundry and with washing the dishes. Very good. Mahidi, can you tell us the good deeds you did?
Today I went to the temple and did sil. I gave also dana, and I also draw a picture of Mahinda with Arahant Mahinda and Devana Piyatissa.
Where's the picture? You don't have it?
I gave to one Swamahansa.
You drew one.
Yeah, I drew one and I gave to one Swamahansa.
What? You didn't give one to me?
No.
Okay.
I'm
So,
in another country.
yeah, exactly. So next time you have to draw the same picture and then you can show it to all of us, okay? What do you think? Next
Okay.
week. Can you?
Yes.
You can show it on the screen, but it has to look nice, okay? It can't be stick figures. Okay? It has to be like nice and draw. You have to put colors and everything, okay?
I have a photo.
No, I want my own special photo, my own special picture, okay?
Okay.
So next week, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Let's see. Anyone else? Can you draw? Do you know how to draw? I forget that you're children. When I was a kid, I don't know how to draw. Okay, I'm terrible at drawing. Okay, you know what?
Swamahansa.
I think this is what. It's okay. I gave up drawing a long time ago. So, so you know what? How about this? This week's a good deed session. This is what you have to do. Next week, all of you have to draw a picture of Arahant Mahinda, and then you know the picture, right? What I'm talking about? The big rock, and then Arahant Mahinda is in the top with 4 other Rahatan Mansis behind him. And on the bottom is King Devanampiyatissa, and there has to be deer on the side. Can you do that? Everybody. Okay? So you draw it on a paper, okay? And then you just draw like rock, Arahants, and then deer, and then King Devanampiyatissa. So you have to draw a king with his crown or something and his sword, and he's looking up at the kings, at the Arahants who are on top of the rock. Was that clear? Okay. So let's see. It's not a competition. If there was a competition, I'd be last place because I can't draw. So let's see if you can draw. Okay, very good. Now let's see who else has good deed. Okay, Ranumi, can you tell us the good deed you did?
Yesterday I went to temple.
Very good. What you do? Did you take 8 precepts? Next time, okay? So what do you do at the temple? You listen to a sermon? Did you listen to a teaching? Maybe the monks maybe taught something, right? Or maybe did you have a dana? Was it a dana?
No.
Okay. Very good. So when you go to a monastery, when you see monks, the Buddha explains that's a blessing. What is it called? A blessing. Mangala Sutta. Samananancha Dasanam. To see monks is a blessing. Okay? Does it say to see children is a blessing? No. So for you all to see me is a blessing. For me to see you is that a blessing? I don't know. It's a blessing, right? Because when you see us, we learn. You learn how to the Dhamma, and you see virtuous people. You can think about the Arahants, right? When you offer dana, do you think about Arahants? You should. Don't think about our qualities. Think about the qualities of Arahants when you give dana. Okay? Yes, Ranami, was there something you wanted to say?
At school on Friday, I offered seed.
You offered?
I observed seed.
Observed sale. Okay, very good. So, very good. And is there anyone else with a good deed before we end the program? Okay, Vinul and Senul.
I did helping my mom if she's sick, if she had a headache. Yeah, we gave her beverages and tea and like herbal medicine to her.
Wow, very good. We gave her Tylenol
Yeah,
or an Advil. Okay, very good. So when we get sick, our parents have to help us. But when our parents get sick, who helps to help our parents? Us, right? Okay, very good. Prabhashwar? Oh, you said your good deed, right? Okay, everyone said their good deeds. Very good. So today, we talked about very important things about Arahant Mahinda. We talked about gratitude. We talked about the Buddha's qualities, and we talked about we practice loving kindness. So now, and you all are going to give me beautiful pictures, a picture of a drawing of Arahant Mahinda. So I'm going to look forward to that next week. And you all have to memorize the Buddha's qualities, okay? Do you remember? Such indeed is the Blessed One, Arahant, worthy one, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and virtue, follower of the noble path, knower of worlds, the peerless trainer of persons, teacher of gods and humans, the enlightened teacher, the Blessed One. Easy peasy lemon squeezy? I guess so. Okay, so today we gain lots of merit. Let's share all that merit towards all devas and all our departed friends, teachers, and relatives. And let's share that merit towards all these dear children. May you have long life, good health. And by the power of this merit, may you all realize the Four Noble Truths in this 𝐸𝐞𝐻 Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's ask for forgiveness from the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang acchayang kamame bhanti bhuri panya tatagate. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang acchayang kamame dhamma sandittika akalika. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang acchayang kamame sangha punyakhetang anuttara. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So now it's time to worship the Swaminatha. So you can all get down on your knees and start worshiping the Swaminatha.
Okasa vandami bante maya katam punyang samina anumoditabam.
Sadhu, sadhu, anumodami.
Samina katam punyang Mahanda tabbam.
Sadhu, anumodite.
Sadhu sadhu anumodami okasa dwaratena katam sabbang acchayang kamatame bante.
Kamami kamitabba.
Okasa kamami bante, dutiyampi okasa kamami bante, tatiyampi okasa kamami bante.
So Patveva, may you all realize the Four Noble Truths in this 𝐸𝐻 Buddha's dispensation. Okay. Teruvan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya, Teruvan Saranai Swami Wahansa.
Namo Buddhaya, Teruvan Saranai Swami Wahansa. Namo Buddhaya, Teruvan Saranai Swami Wahansa.
Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. නමෝ බුද්ධාය නමෝ බුද්ධාය නමෝ බුද්ධාය නමෝ බුද්ධාය නමෝ බුද්ධාය නමෝ